Good morning, children. So let's learn about microorganisms in today's lesson. Yesterday, in our last video, we learned about the different types of cell. We see the difference of the plant cell as well as animal cell. Now let's learn about microorganisms. What are microorganisms? You know, we have learned that there are countless living organisms which are present in air, water, land, soil, food, sewage, garbage, as well as in the bodies of plants and animals too, okay, including humans. So the living organisms, lots of countless living organisms that are present on the earth. Okay, that living organisms which cannot be seen with our eyes but can see only under the microscope, that are called microorganisms. The organisms which we see with the help of microscope, that are called microorganisms because they are too small. Okay, so that now the organisms that found in all over, so such as air, water, land, soil, food, sewage and garbage, as well as in the bodies of plants and animals, including humans also. So the some microorganisms are solitary. That is, they live singly. Means amoeba, paramecium, where some live in colonies. जो amoeba होता है वो single cell structure है, singly it lives. But the paramecium also lives singly, but some lives in colonies. They form the colony. Some microorganisms live on the remains of dead plants and animals also, जो कि that are called viruses and bacteria. Some lives on dead plants and animals also. So let's see observation and measurements of microorganisms. We cannot see objects smaller than 100 micrometer in size with our eyes. So we make a glass slide of microorganism and observe them under compound microscope. We have to need a microscope to see these types of microorganisms. So however, if the magnification of 1000 multiplied by proves to be insufficient, then we need to use an electron microscope to observe these microorganisms. Okay, so one nature of microorganism. Among the sketches, you see that some of the microorganisms are given, that is some are bacteria and viruses are there. See, this is the picture. It's shape of microorganisms, and viruses also, some are rod shape, some are oval shape, some are rounded in shape. Okay, let's see. Its structure. Okay, so this is the structure of microorganism. Now see, some microorganisms like fungus that grows on bread or strands of algae in ponds are multicellular. Okay, you know some microorganisms like a fungus. You know that fungi that grow on the bread. When you take a moist bread, after some days, that fungi or the fungus grows on that bread. So that is called a mucor. So in also the strands of algae, some strands of algae in ponds are multicellular like Spirogyra. However, most microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses are unicellular. Bacteria and viruses are unicellular. They have a somewhat different cellular structure. They do not have a membrane-bound organelles found in eukaryotic cell. Okay. The plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleide are their only component. Such cells are called prokaryotic cell. So this is the prokaryotic cell. Here, nucleide is there. It's a rod-shaped cell. This cell is a prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell means here cytoplasm, nucleide, and also what? So these are the present here in prokaryotic cell. Plasma membrane here. See in this cell, plasma membrane is given. A green colored plasma membrane. A big nucleide is present. And also cytoplasm is present. So this is a prokaryotic cell. Then in eukaryotic cell, you have to draw this picture in your copy. Prokaryotic cell. Okay. So draw this diagram. Then eukaryotic cell, they do not have membrane bound organelles found in eukaryotic cell. Okay. Then the National Center for the Cell Science, NCCS, Pune, is an institute involved in search in the field of cell science, cytology, biotechnology, etc. Okay. So growth of microorganisms. What happened in growth of, how the growth of microorganisms occurs? So let's see here. So see growth of microorganisms. Each microorganism needs a specific environment for growth and reproduction. Okay, a favorable condition required for the growth of the microorganisms. Many microbes need oxygen for their growth, whereas some microbes can grow without oxygen. Some microbes can grow without oxygen. Some microorganisms survive even in extreme and adverse conditions, like ocean floor, ice in polar regions, hot water, and spring also. During adverse condition, microorganisms form a thick covering around themselves and stop their life processes. On return of favorable conditions, they come out of the protective covering and continue their life process. Okay, so for the growth of microorganisms, for the reproduction of microorganisms, some favorable condition required. So some microorganisms survive in extreme and adverse condition like the ocean floor, ice in polar region also. Okay. Also some are hot water, springs, etc. Then some microorganisms are harmful and some microorganisms are useful microorganisms. You know, some are harmful microorganisms. Some harmful microorganisms such as bacteria, various bacteria that causes various diseases. Okay, which diseases like cholera, pneumonia, tuberculosis, typhoid, plague, meningitis. These types of very dangerous diseases caused by some bacteria. Viruses also, now you know, that is COVID-19, it's a viral disease. Then common cold, flu, polio, chickenpox, measles, AIDS. These are some viral diseases also. Some protozoans are also causes the disease, that is malaria and dysentery. So these are some viral diseases. And some useful microorganisms are found. So some useful microorganisms means, you know, some microorganisms that helps in fermentation. While preparation of idli and dosa, we fermented the batter, so that helps. Some microorganisms that convert the milk into the curd. So see that, take 2 earthen pots, one activity is given. Take 2 earthen pots half filled with soil and mark them A and B. Then mix some waste material like garden waste, dung, fruit peels, vegetable stalks, paper scrap, etc. You put it into one pot. So this activity you have to do at your home with the soil in pot A. You have to put all these things in pot A. Mix things like pieces of glass, scrap metal, plastic bag, etc. with the soil in pot B. In pot B, you have to take this thing like metal, plastic bag, scraps also. Then keep both the pots at the some spot in the garden and observe them after 3 to 4 weeks. So what you observe, that you have to observe. So after 3 to 4 weeks, what happened? The things which you keep in box A, in pot A, that is vegetables, stalks, fruit peels, dung, then paper scrap, etc. After 4-5 weeks, that things may spoil. That thing spoil and that convert it into the humus or a compost. This is because of the action of microorganisms. Means that microorganisms that convert the thing into the what? Compost, or that is called the humus. So that are also help for conversion of the humus. The dead remains that converted into humus. So the garbage B pot remains unchanged, and the pot B that remains unchanged because in that pot we put some plastic bags, metal scraps also, okay, that are non-biodegradable waste material. So microbe present in the soil. How it acts? The microbes which present in the soil, dung, it is see that decompose the garbage to obtain food material. So as a result, the garbage is soon converted into manure of the best quality and our surroundings are kept clean. So microorganisms are called cleansing agents of the environment. Okay, they help to keep clean our environment. Okay, as in the case of garbage, for the proper sewage disposal, 2 microbes are released into the sewage so as to help the quick decomposition of organic compounds in it. Okay, so this is a useful microorganisms. Then another thing is, if you observe the roots of the pea, bean and fenugreek. फेन्यूग्रीक मीन्स मेथी प्लांट. अभी अगर आपके अभी तो मार्केट में बहुत मेथी प्लांट्स मिल रहे हैं ना. यू ऑब्जर्व दिस पी प्लांट के रूट्स ऑब्जर्व करो, या बीन प्लांट्स के रूट्स ऑब्जर्व करो, या फेन्यूग्रीक के रूट्स ऑब्जर्व करो. सो यू सी अ रूट नोड्यूल्स, अ स्मॉल bulgy swelling which are present on the roots of these plant. So these are called the root nodules. Okay. On that root nodules, rhizobium bacteria are present, and that rhizobium bacteria that helps to fertilize the soil. Okay, वो क्या करते हैं? That absorb the atmospheric nitrogen and make the soil fertile. Soil की fertility बढ़ाते हैं. So we have seen that some microorganisms present in the soil and those in the root nodules of the leguminous plants convert atmospheric nitrogen into its compounds. These nitrogenous compounds help to increase the soil fertility. So soil fertility and thereby the protein content of the pulses grown in that soil. प्रोटीन कंटेंट जो होते हैं, जो भी दाल होती है, दाल वाली सोयाबीन दाल, that plants grow in that soil because that pea plant, bean plant, so that plant absorb the atmospheric nitrogen and convert into nitrates compounds, and that increases the fertility of the soil. Okay, and the protein content plants are grown in that particular soil. Okay children, so this is about the good microorganisms, good microbes. Hopes in our next video we will continue a new topic. Okay, so bye everyone. If you have textbook, read lesson.